Okay, good morning traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through the live order flow using Bookmap to get an edge in understanding the behavior in the auction market process. That is the goal. So let's jump in here. General disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So tomorrow, Tuesday, 1 p.m. East Coast time, we have the onboarding webinar, onboarding to Bookmap, and we go through the process of connecting you to data, getting up and running, downloading the platform, subscribing to that data, then connecting it in Bookmap and adding a symbol. So getting up and running will guide you through the whole process and get you going here. All right, so here's a link I'm putting into the chat for you guys, and there you go. Hopefully that will help you out quite a bit here. Okay, so let's see here. Thanks, Dan. Dan put the link there as well. Good morning. Good morning, Alan. Nice to see you. And good morning, Alois. Hope you guys had a good holiday over the extended weekend. All right, so markets were closed on Friday. Let's jump in and we will, good morning, Stephen. Take a look at the S&P E-mini and right now, and I will give you guys access to, we have all sorts of really interesting things kind of unfolding right now. One of them is this higher time frame zoom out version of Bookmap. Now, a lot of the Bookmap Academy members will get access to this, as well as many other things. All right, so freebies. So if you're interested in that academy, or if you're part of it, or if you're interested in it, you can join and also have access to some of it. So anyway, this zoom out version of Bookmap is one of them. So what do I mean by this? Well, here, watch me zoom out in this version of Bookmap. I'm still just amazed by it, and this is just a whole new league for us. And I can zoom out, and I'm looking now at, yeah, here we go. Years of data here. This is back to December of 2021. I think October is where it ends up here. This is, a few years of data in here, up to 4 years here. That's incredible. We see the bear market in 2022, and then we see the boom and bull market here from 2022 onward until 2025 here, which we see the steep drop, and that is the environment we're in right now. So just looking at the big picture here, guys, look at this stuff. You just it's really important to understand market structure. In fact, good morning, Shark Blue, and yeah, really great to see you in here, Alan. Welcome back. And trading is life. Good to see you in here. So just one of the things that we look at, right, in market structure. Now this is years, right? Just draw a horizontal line across here. Look at the retest here. Okay, back in April of 2024, and then look at the retest here. Okay, just recently. We just zoom in here now, and price is holding. Okay, this is a market structure event. Well, I mean, we have all sorts of fundamentals, all sorts of geopolitical stuff, but the market structure is holding. Okay, now you can even look at maybe a little bit lower here and put another horizontal line. I wouldn't be surprised, for it to come down and test this area in here as well. So it's kind of a zone. But this idea and this concept, we can extrapolate forward and apply that to much smaller time frames as well. Okay, now I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Now you can see the space in between the dead space in between the market activity in here, that is the weekend. Okay, so this is a week of data. This is another week. This is last week. Pretty small range compared to all the volatility beforehand. And then we might have some volatility. It looks like picking up again now. Now look where we are. Okay, we're above. We're still above the swing here, but we're below last week. Okay, that's not good. And we're opening up, below last week. Okay, so a retest back down to this area is not a bad idea. Let me add a line in here or a ray, and can hold down the shift key and just go right across like that, and it will be a horizontal line. And there we go, right? So that's an area to consider. We even have another kind of swing here from a few weeks ago, okay? And we're already into that zone there. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit more now, okay? And let's see what's going on. All right, so yeah, here we go, trading into those areas. And let's zoom into the current day here. We have some of the, this is it here. Here's our 9:30 cash open. All right, so here we go. High liquidity on the bid, getting filled on the way down, driving that market lower. We are in clearly a downtrend for today. Look at the volume in here too, okay? Quite a bit. So the sellers are in control, and we look for that to continue until we see something different. Okay, and we're looking for the potential, okay, the potential for a reversal if we see all of this high liquidity, which is getting filled here, here, here. Okay, the passive orders also here. Okay, but we don't see it getting filled in here yet. The figure 5200 is down below. Okay, so we're going to still stay to the sell side until we see something different. Okay, now there's a few different things to consider here for reversal. Okay, first is the shift from passive buying to aggressive buying. Okay, which we don't see yet. Right now we may, but we don't yet. In fact, look, I'm just going to even go over this here. I'm going to show you and I'll demo our multi-account tool as well. I guess I can't. I got to stop it here. Okay. And I should. All right. Okay. There's a bracket. Okay. All right. So yeah, here we go. Up to the swing high here, okay, of this little range in here. Right. So let's take a look here. Okay. So we're looking to see if we're going to get all of those buyers in here, and we maybe get the short squeeze up, and we might get a huge move to the upside. Okay? But right now we're going to stay. We don't know. We don't see the aggressive buyers totally taking control here. We do see quite a bit, right? Look at the bars, look at the dots. Okay, is it enough? Right? Well, we're going to get our answer up here. And let's draw another horizontal line across here. Okay, at this 14 level. All right, so multiple touches up here. Okay, and we also see it's not bad actually. Here's what we've got in our favor from the aggressor is multiple touches. Okay, we don't see a whole lot of selling down here. We do see more buying in here, and coming up, and you see again more and more buying, and we're making higher lows, and we don't see any selling in here, and very little selling here. Okay, now you can see what's happening, right? Not enough buyers up here, and now we're seeing the selling coming in. Okay, so this is going to be a trap here potentially if we get more sellers coming in here. All right, so let's take a look here. This is a classic move, and it's very tricky, and we'll cover why this is unfolding here. We're looking for gaining some sort of insight for the follow through. Okay, so actually a follow through looks pretty good now to the upside. Okay, so let's see if we can get it here. I'll even take a shot at it here. Now, I'll talk about why we're looking for the breakout here in just a minute. Okay. Now we're going to also look for a potential measured move of that. Why? Right? I'm going to get out right away here and just take the loss. Okay. Because a small loss in here, because this is not what we were looking for. Right? We saw this buying in here after retesting back down here. Okay. After the retest. And I didn't see sellers here. Okay. So we have all of this buying up in here. We have the retests in here. Very little selling. Mostly buying, very little selling, higher low, very little selling, equal kind of low here. And then we see more buying in here. Okay, we're looking for the breakout, right? And then we saw this buying in here. We're looking for it. It didn't unfold. Okay, so we see the selling come back in, and this is not what we're looking for, so we're going to cut the trade. All right. So this is a little tricky in here. And we're looking for the buyers up in these areas in here. Now here they go again. Now this is looking pretty good. Okay, so are we going to get the breakout here? There's even more now. Okay, and they did buy up here, and they did slightly break it here. I don't see buyers willing to take it higher above this 14 level. Okay, so that's what we're looking for right now. And we took a small shot at it here. Now this is not a trade recommendation. It's not a trading room. But this is how we managed it and how we handled it. Okay, we just went through the whole analysis in here. So I hope that makes sense. And looking for the breakout in here, and even on this one looks even better here, right? We did find buyers, but they're not willing to take it higher. Okay, so there we go, right? And now we got the sellers down here, more sellers. So now we can even look for the breakdown, right? And we look for the continuation of the downtrend now. All right, and then where would we look to take profit? At 5,200 here. Okay, so any of the buying in here is caught up in the squeeze to the downside. Okay, so in fact, look at the buying is now getting they're kind of front running these areas. So we're going to front run the front runners right there, and we just got filled. All right, so that was it. There was our we had to be kind of quick and nimble on that. Does this make sense? Any questions on this process in here? We had a small loss, wasn't what we were looking for. Again, looking pretty good up here. Then we saw this in here, and that's when we got in. Got in a little late, but would have been better right around here. And we got the follow through to the downside. Now, it'll probably continue to go to the downside. But this is what we're looking for. We're just going to hit a single. We're going to get in. We're going to get out in front of the high liquidity and then look for the next setup. All right. Anyway, guys, again, it's just to go through. This is not financial advice. This is about order flow and managing your trades within the order flow, how you may consider doing something like this. All right. So let's see. Sheena, how often am I doing the live stream? So Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Oh, Alois. Alois is right on it, right underneath. Okay, thank you, Alois. So there we go. All right. We haven't taken a look yet at anything else. Excuse me. We looked at kind of this version of Bookmap and zoomed out, and we drew some lines in, right, our zone, our area, and we're smack dab in the middle of that zone right now. So this is the next area to test, which is quite a bit lower here. So it's about 70 points lower. Now, depending on your time frame in your trading, maybe you could justify this. Again, it's not financial advice, but it depends on your risk profile and your time frame. You know we're in a downtrend for the day. Look at the heavy selling in here, and we're looking for the potential for a reversal. We even took a little shot at it here, but we didn't see any follow through, and then we saw the follow through on the downside. So we could still look for that to continue. Okay, the high liquidity is down here now at 190, 5190, below the figure. We're at the figure right now, and you can continue to look for maybe this 5180 high liquidity here, and down at our zone here at 5167 or 68. I don't see anything. There's no liquidity, but that's what we have marked up, and there's just no liquidity at that area right now. Okay. So anyway, this is how you can merge the analysis with the order flow and the supply and demand. Now, we have a lot of demand filled here and here, right around this 5200. And we're kind of bouncing around right now, back and forth. Good morning, Fantasy. So you're new in here, welcome. We're in Discord. Guys, anyone interested, if you're over on our YouTube channel, you you may want to come over and join us in the Discord community. There's a lot more going on over there. It is free. There's no cost to it. And you will need to provide your email though. Okay, at the moment you don't. It's only for a few more days, but I want to let you guys know about this. In fact, here I've got a slide here for you. We'll continue to update you on more information about this. So hold on just a minute. Get the slide up. Okay. So this is it here, and basically you will need to be verified in the Bookmap Discord with your bookmap.com email. Okay, so like I said, this will happen this week at the end of the week. So just to let you guys know, everyone on Discord right now, you will need to do that, and it is totally worth it. You're going to get a lot of extra. You're going to get all the live streams. There's special events. There's exclusive materials. But the best thing is the community. Really, we have a lot of like-minded traders in here. We have a Bookmap Academy, which you can partake in and talk to other like-minded traders. It's a great community. So yeah, take advantage of that. And come on over to our Discord channel. Okay. Can give you the link to it as well. Or Dan, if you want to pop it in there. I've got it here. Yeah. Go. There you go. Thanks, Dan. I think it's the same one I have here. Oh, or this one as well, right? Well, whichever one. If you want to delete that one. But anyway, guys, that's it. All right, so let's see what else we got going on here, right? So we're just in front of that night. There's liquidity here at 96. Okay. Now there's a couple other things that we want to go over. Things that are we see day in and day out. Okay. Now the order flow is pretty clear that we're going to the downside, and we're looking for the potential in here for maybe a move back up and a retest into some of these areas, and we still will look for that. Now we're going to look for that though, and the order flow is going to tell us. The traders and their activity is going to tell us. That's what the edge here is with order flows. We can see this behavior in here. So there's times of day, though, that are very important. And we've seen, especially during this All Markets webinar, somewhere it's from 10 to 11:30. During this time, we usually have a trend reversal. It's just right around this time. And everyone is going short. And then we get a big move to the upside and a big squeeze. It's just kind of more of a mean reversion type of trade. And then we can continue with the trade later in the afternoon. Okay, so this happens very consistently. Okay, so we're going to be on the lookout for that. A lot of times we're taking counter trend trades, it looks like, during this time because because of this condition. It's well known, and we should be aware about it. Okay, so in fact, let's see what we've got cooking here. Not much, just kind of in this range here. Here's the potential squeeze right here, right now. Order flow, or limit orders or demand underneath here. So we have the potential to move up to 0.5 here. Okay, there's a swing up here close to 0.5. There's liquidity here at 0.5. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so let's see if we get enough buyers to be able to push that a little bit higher. Shark, I love your attitude. It's going to be a good week. Yes. Let's see, I'm all caught up in here. Yeah, well, I've got gold loaded here, so we can take a look at gold. Yeah, times are so strange. The dollar as a safe haven was better than gold, and that is not the case anymore. So due to tariffs or I mean, look, the biggest debt holder, bond purchaser of our debt is Japan, and they are pulling back. China, I think, is next, and others. Now, they look to peg their currencies to the dollar with their purchases of our bonds, and if they're going to start pulling back from doing that, that means that we're kind of losing credibility there. And now you're starting to see that pour over into gold instead. So that's what I think is going on, Alan. The market is now worried about Powell maybe being replaced, and tariff stuff and trade wars continue here. Right. So anyway, what I just found shocking about this was we were looking last week and the week before a little bit at the euro dollar, and this is very odd to see. Yeah, inflation, absolutely, Alan, and it could be hyperinflation. Tariffs is going to inflate prices, and if the Fed is also going to lower rates, we're going to have hyperinflation, I would assume. Anyway, there's a lot going on geopolitically. We're here to look at what people think of all these different things. And what I am seeing, at least, is money coming over into gold. Put your your charts together, higher time frame charts, that compare and look at one versus another, one market versus another. Look at the dollar, look at the euro dollar, etc. And you'll see. I mean, I think the euro dollar is at what? Take a quick look here. We also need to take a look at the VIX, but the euro USD is at what currently? It's at 115, right? And it should be the opposite. It probably should be at like parity, basically. But due to all of this here, let's take a look here, guys. I mean, these are crazy times. This is back in 2024, end of 2024. We see that the dollar was gaining strength here compared to the euro. Now the euro is gaining a lot of strength compared to the dollar. So what does that mean? It means people are buying euros. They're not buying dollars. Okay, and this is a daily chart here. This is a huge move. Now this is from 04 up to 15. This is 11 cents and 1100 pips. Right. So anyway, we can take a look at gold in the bigger picture too. And let's see what that looks like here. See, I think I can get real-time gold with the XUA. Yeah, let's try that. And here you go. And look at that, right? Look at it go exponential here. So there you go. This is where money is flowing to, right? Out of the dollar, into the euro, into gold. And I mean, I'm not trying to say anything political. That's just what's happening. It's just factual. All right. So 115 some weeks ago, we're close to parity. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's crazy. I've never seen that before. It was always been a safe haven. Anyway, let's move forward, guys. I mean, the implications here are scary and they're huge. Petrodollars, commodity dollars. The dollar is the base currency for the world, which may be in jeopardy. So a lot of things kind of being disturbed, and we'll see what happens. Australian dollar is a proxy for gold. I mean, some also the Swissy. I think they hold like 20% in gold, something like that. Anyway, guys, let's move on here. We're seeing gold kind of slow down after trading up into high liquidity in here. Nice little setup in here, actually. Nice move up. Very little buying up in here. We see the sellers retest in here and selling coming back in. Okay, so let's see if the sellers can maybe drop it back down to here around 34, 33 or so, something like that. All right, so if gold is going down, the stock market must be going up, right? So let's jump back in here, take a look. And it is not. Interesting. Okay. It continues to go lower. We're down at that 96 liquidity we were talking about earlier, and just trading into it here. Well, it's funny, Alan. You said, some of these things, like what we're talking about is the behavior of traders on a much bigger time frame, right? And that's what we're interested in. Not trying to be political. There's nothing going on here. It's just like, how are people behaving? and then we can learn from this, understand what their intentions are, and start to understand some of the moves and go along with them. Right, and that's what we do as traders. So this is a nice. I was wondering about if this was going to happen here. It's a beautiful one. High liquidity here, below the low, get people short, and then get the squeeze going here to trade right back up to the top of the range here. Okay, so in fact, here we got a bit of a pullback here. Okay, and let's actually see if we can. Yeah, I'm going to take a shot at it here. Now, again, this is not financial advice, but we're looking for continuation pattern in here. Okay, so we had move up. We had some of this high liquidity trade in here, but we're looking for these buyers to come back in. Not seeing them yet. Okay, so all the way, we've retraced all the way back down here. There, and here they come. Okay, so this is the move we were actually kind of looking for, right around in here. But it retraced all the way back down. Now we see the buyers come back in. All right, guys. Well, how can we? I kind of missed that one and take advantage of that one. Is to start to kind of understand again maybe some of the micro ranges in here, and you know, we can look at diagonals and horizontals as well. So, for example, this would be the diagonal that was broken here. We also have another kind of horizontals here, and this is where we broke out from. So that would be, I don't see much liquidity. I don't see any reason for you know, this move to unfold. Once we start to get up here, we have some structural things and we have some selling in here that's going to be upended, right? And then that's how we can start to look for getting involved into the trade here. And we're not looking for much, just to move on up into the high liquidity above the range maybe, or right around the range in here. Okay, so this 05 looks like a pretty good area. It's already tested pretty close to it, not quite. And here we go. Should hit the 05. There we go. All right, and let's see if we get our bigger squeeze here now. And it's possible. This is the timing's just about right, and maybe that mean reversion trade. And you know, one of the things to look for in the mean reversion trade like this, at least, you know, I really like to look for is I want to see significant buy volume in here, and I don't really see that right now. Okay, so it's kind of keeping me away from that idea. You'll see the distinction. The selling that you see here, this kind of selling, even bigger than this dot here of selling, you will see it over here. It'll be green. When you start to see some of that, and you start to see a string of them, that's when you know something's up, and most likely the move to the next range, structural range or liquidity level is what we look to unfold. Okay, so here we go again. Let's see if we get buyers up here now. Yeah, starting to. Okay. So see if they are willing to push in and through. And yeah, not enough for me. I see exhaustion here, and I see sellers. Now, it doesn't mean that you know, the sellers are going to come in yet. So we could, because we're still hanging out up here. Come up a little bit higher and get those buyers, and then these sellers get squeezed. This has to do if a lot of traders talk about VWAP, but I don't hear much discussion about TWAP. And the time and acceptance at an area. And right now it's accepting at this area here, even though we see sellers, right? So that means that these sellers, if they're not getting traction, and that's where we could see like a breakout. Like if we put a buy stop up above, okay, so we're long, right? Because we're looking for those buyers to come in up above and lift it away quickly. Where will we go? We'd look for them to come up to high liquidity at 15. Okay. Now again, if we don't see those buyers come in here, we're out, right? We will get out because we're looking for that, and we're looking for them to get traction due to these sellers in here. And now here's another big buy dot, but I don't see it moving yet. Here we go. Now it's starting to move a little bit. Okay, so now we look for the continuation of the move on up higher. Okay, and if we see the selling coming in, we see the exhaustion on the buy side, we know that buyers aren't interested in taking it higher, and we will get out of the trade. Okay, but we're looking for this to move quickly, pretty quickly here. There should be big buying. There should be a squeeze. Alan, you know the squeeze very, very well, right? And we're looking for that. And if we don't get it, then, well, there's not enough buying up here. And that's what we need to charge up into that high liquidity here at 15. Okay, now I'm starting to see the sellers. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, we have high liquidity here at 07. Okay, we see selling coming in. Okay, now we're getting our buyers. There they go. Okay, the squeeze is on. There's our 251 stops triggered. So we're still looking for this to squeeze higher, okay, and hit up into the high liquidity. Trading his life is probably looking for taking the profit up here at his VWAP up here at 52.22, right, for a bigger move. That's how he trades. Okay, we're just looking for hitting single back up to the top of the range here and the high liquidity. Okay, when we're in front of the high liquidity. Okay, well, TWAP, or time and acceptance up in an area up in here, still holding. Okay, it could break catastrophically, and if it does, we'll just exit the trade. Right? But right now, we're still looking for this to squeeze higher. Again, not financial advice, and it's not a trading room. It's not a trade recommendation. Okay, but this is how we're handling the order flow and this move in here. Okay, so just want to demonstrate that this is not it says real in the lower right hand corner here. It is not. In fact, I'll show you why in just a minute here. And I'm going to flatten this position here. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the range. I don't see buying in here, and we're still kind of hanging out here. Well, now we're starting to drop, but I don't see buying in here. Okay, we're anticipating that. So I'm starting to see sellers. Okay, well that's where I'm out. Okay, so I don't see buyers interested in taking it back up to our initial target up here in front of that 15 liquidity. Okay, I forget where it was. Right up. We're right at it here around 14. Okay, so we are out, and that was our reasoning for it. Okay, hitting singles and trying to get a little more out of it here and have our reasoning for exiting. All right. Let's see, any questions in here? Yeah, we took a look at gold earlier, Aman, and then Gundeep, we this version of Bookmap, which we will have pretty soon for you guys. Like I can zoom out for years uh, and take a look at. We've got all the order flow in here. Now again, just note that the I'm not sure on the details. Like if you can zoom into the nanosecond level, like years ago. Uh, but I know I know that you can zoom out for years, and the liquidity and the transactions are very accurate. Okay, so it's really nice, very nice development. Okay, so now we zoom back in and look at our little trade idea in here in the big scope of things, right? Funny. Again, it puts some perspective on things. We're reading the order flow in here and looking for some of these moves to unfold, and then we get up here at this level here, and it starts to exhaust out, and now we see the selling coming right back in. I thought we'd squeeze above. I really thought we'd probably come up to about here. Maybe your VWAP trading is life, and we didn't though. Let's see, trading is life. Like I think well, you're due for the academy and covering some of your journaling. I don't know if you had journaled last week or not. Maybe you're kind of taking a break, but would love to go over your stuff. And that would be on Thursday. Really funny double distribution in here. I mean, weird one. Is this just going to fill in between these two areas right now, or are we going lower and we get a trending day? With profiles, a catastrophic break, and then another little profile, and then a break, and then another little profile lower. $52.13 was the key level at the top of the previous range. Okay, all right. Yes, you are, dude. All right. Okay, all right. Well, we'll cover you next this upcoming Thursday. So 13 would be perfect for you. That you would have been filled most likely then, huh? Okay, well, let's take a look at this here. Kind of interesting here. The this right where we are right now. Let's take a look, and we're going to actually open up a different chart range volume profile here. We're going to duplicate this one. Okay, and then I'm going to right click in here, and I'm going to configure it differently. We're going to look at delta, okay, buy minus sell. The reason we're going to look at this in here is because I'm seeing something kind of funny in here. We can also look at cumulative volume delta. It's we're going to have a divergence in here, and clearly you can see it, right? Now divergence you have to be very careful with. I always find, but We have a double bottom in here, potentially. And we have a lot of buying in here, and we don't have too much selling coming back and bringing it back down here. Okay, now we may get that selling. We're still in this downtrend, and we may get it, but we have a lot more. We have some reasons to believe that the buyers may come back in now. Okay, and we'll just wait and watch. Because right now we're seeing sellers. So I would look for the sellers to hit down into this 90 liquidity, and then maybe on lower for now. Okay, but that would be the kind of overall move I would be leaning toward. However, we might see a quick move back up above this 96. A lot of buyers, and we could see a pretty strong move to the upside potentially. Okay, so we just want to keeping an eye out for it. Okay, lots of high liquidity in here getting filled on the bid. Okay, still going lower. Okay, 51.90, looking for it. Okay, here comes some buyers. And still not able to lift it higher yet. Okay, so here we go. All right, well, let's see here. This is the critical area to clear here on some strong buying. And we could get it here. We could get the squeeze to the upside. Now, there's a couple of things that like we've been looking for years in here on these moves and these breakdowns like this. Okay, if it's going to be a false breakdown, this is not a false breakdown. It broke through, and it went from 96 on down to 90. That's a big move, right? If it's like 2 to 3 points, typically over the years. Now, this is not a typical time. We don't know if it's going to reject and come back into range and then reverse. But typically, when it goes more than 3 points, if it goes like 4, 5, 6, the trend continues. All right, so let's take a look. We haven't looked at our bigger picture candlestick chart. And here's the daily here on the left. These are the zones that we drew up last week. Zone, and then here's the hourly, and here's our 15-minute here on the right-hand side. So on the hourly, well, we have pretty good momentum to the downside. We have a couple of swings in here on the hourly as well. This 80 level and this 50 level here. So another zone in here to keep an eye out for. So between 80 and 50. And let's go back into Bookmap. So we're at 90 right now, 91. Our 80 level down below here. And let's look at our 50 level. Okay, not a whole lot down there right now, but it's pretty far away. All right, let's take a look also quickly here at our diagonals and horizontal zones in here. Okay, so here's our horizontal zone. Okay, and then we have already broken the trend. So now we can look again for that potential if we see a lot of buying in here. Okay, so then we'd look for the move back up to maybe the 5200. Okay, not bad, just not a whole lot, right? I want to see these kinds of size of dots here. Okay, so now we have broken it. Okay, we can look for a pullback. Let's see. Do I think we can go to 18,200? So you must be talking about NASDAQ here. Let's take a quick look. 18,200. I don't know. I mean, what I see right now. Hey, we never know. Look, this is another thing about this environment that we're in. You know, there's a lot of news-driven price action. We don't know when that's going to happen, okay, with the geopolitical stuff. So yeah, it's possible for sure. But from what I'm seeing so far, no. Bookmap Academy, guys. So you know what I was thinking over the weekend. Uh, yeah, I mean we'll look at the behavior in here, Mr. Beat Clips, uh, and start to understand. Like, do we see it? And we're kind of looking at it here as a proxy here with the S&P. Like, does it have the potential here? And you know, we're kind of looking at it in here, drawing up some structure in here, market structure. And then we're looking at the transactions, which are the volume dots, the buyers and the aggressive buyers and sellers in here. And then we're looking also at the liquidity, okay, the passive buyers and sellers in here. And these are passive buyers down here with limit buy orders at 90, and also here at this, I'm sorry, at 91 and 90. Okay, they want to be buyers here. Okay, 181 contracts here, 85 contracts here. Okay, compared to the other areas in here, it's the most liquidity in this view. Okay, so there we go. Now we've traded into them. Okay, so we found sellers, aggressive sellers, willing to transact with those passive buyers. Now, what we want to determine is how much more supply do the aggressors have? Can they still hit the bid hard and trade lower into 86, 87, 85, down in these areas here? Okay, or do we start to not find aggressive sellers, or we find aggressive buyers, and especially back up above 90 here? Okay, because then you could see that we have all of this in here be a potential trap. Okay, and here they come to test it. So we just saw the test and we saw the rejection. What I was getting to earlier. So Academy members, we'll cover it in more detail and get the discussion going. But you know, as you guys know, we've been talking about in your journaling to have a checklist of what you're looking for your setup. So you know your setup really well. And that's just so vital and important that you've gone through this. Okay, I see this, I see this, I see this. Your likelihood of it playing out is much better if you really understand and see some of the elements in your setup, okay, in your checklist, and you verified that in your checklist, okay? Not just pointing them out, but verifying it in your list. And Vinny is Coach Vinny is the master of that one. He just it's ingrained in him to have his checklist, which is just really great to see. So where I'm going with this is I would like to add into try to make it something we really focus on is higher time frame levels, okay, and then order flow around those higher time frame levels. Okay, so looking at the order flow events, etc. But what about the higher time frame? Okay, or maybe an impetus in the market. Like, what's driving the market? Why are you even trading? Is there a really, like, here we could consider this would be a technical area right in here that we would consider for a potential setup. It's actually unfolding right now, right? In fact, here I'll buy the high here, okay, and let's see if we can get the squeeze here, because this is the technical area that I'm looking at, okay. And I also want to move my take profit because I'm not looking for much here, but I'm looking for the move back up to the top of the range and here in the high liquidity here. Okay, so again, higher time frame level, there we're filled. So we just hit another base hit, right? And we're out, done. Look for the next. But regardless if it's a winner or a loser, here's what I wanted to cover is higher time frame level. And what is your impetus in here? Now, this is a technical kind of impetus for the market, right? Is that I'm looking at trap traders after trading into high liquidity at the low of the day. Right, so that I have my higher time frame level, it's the low of the day. Okay, I also know that if we see sellers here, driving that lower, there might be opportunity for a quick scalp to the upside to the top of the range. Okay, and some squeezes in here, and we do see a stop run of 51. All right, so just some really simple ideas, but again, just to cover a higher time frame level, and then what is it that you are looking for? Your impetus in the marketplace, it could be something like, I'm waiting for data, and I'm gonna react on the data, or you're waiting for a speaker, or you're waiting for a tweet, or maybe whatever it might be, right? You're looking for something, and then it unfolds, and now you understand the market direction, right? So, and you're going to go with it. Okay, so this was it could be a technical level, but but this is would be a very, very small move then, and that's it. The technical levels are usually kind of peter out, just like this one here. They're not as important. But when we see, like, something really driving the market, what's really moving the market, typically it's the fundamentals. But you will see it, and then we can start to look at the order flow and understand it and go with it. All right, so bigger picture, what is driving the market? What is your impetus to drive that market? Okay, I'd like to consider this. I don't know what you guys think, Academy members, to articulate that, and then also your higher time frame. Okay, and if you don't have those things, then consider not trading. You won't get caught up in all these little things in here in order flow that could potentially get you hurt, right? So order flow is everything. I mean, even on the monthly chart, it's order flow. I'm convinced of that. It has to be. This is how people participate in the market, is via orders. It's just that there's a lot more going on. So again, the order flow would support some of these other drivers, though, of the market. Okay? And then we have much better probability when we're looking at higher time frame levels. All right, so I'm throwing that out there to you, Academy guys. See what you think. So we can go through a couple of. They're going to clear my drawings for the moment here, and go through a couple of ideas right now. So overall, boy, I mean, news-wise, like so the question was, what is driving the market, right? And do you know that? Do you know what's driving it? And are you going along with it? Tariff news, okay, but what is the overall sentiment? And I mean, right now everything's on edge about Powell, and potentially being replaced. So, and we don't know. I mean, something else could happen, and everything could shift and change. Okay, now that's always true, but it's even more true, as you guys know, in the last month or so, a few months. Okay, Alan, so then you'd be looking at correlations. The news today, and then you're looking at gold to give you some sort of insight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, study that. Yeah, anyway, we had a really good, I really enjoyed our Academy meeting last Thursday. Really great discussion, because these markets are tricky, and what's working for us now. Another thing I think can be really helpful, as Shark had talked about this during the Academy, was using that replay mode in Bookmap. But not just the replay mode, it's more of understanding how people are reacting within things. Like, we were earlier looking for a potential breakout, right? And we had our reasons behind it. It didn't do it. We didn't find the buyers. So we immediately exited. And that was something kind of, learned from being just annihilated the last, few weeks on, potential move or breakout. And then it's just a false breakout, and you get really hurt. So go back and kind of understand the price action is what I'm trying to say. You can use your replay mode, but you can also just use the day's events and go and look and understand, like, your squeezes, Alan, is exactly in line with this. Start to understand, like, what some of these things look like, why, understand this move in here, and understand, like, the moves of during this time, or this period, and that you can learn a lot from it. Like, your setup might not be working. If your setup's not working, you've got to adjust and adapt. Okay, 5180 just below us here. Okay, it's 11:10 East Coast time. So we're getting close to the European close. Typically have a little volatility in there, but I'm still looking for this 5180 to trade. But here's our potential false breakout right now, breakdown. Look at this. See how this is different than before, right? In fact, here, let's just take a shot at it. Now, I don't have high hopes for this, but I just we'll demo it, okay? And we'll get out at the top of the range here. Okay, now this here is very different than what we were looking at previously. Previously, it went like 6 points. Okay, this one didn't. Okay, this one went from 85 down to 84 or 83 and a half or so. Okay, so it just kind of broke down, and then we see buyers come back in. Okay, so this is a false breakdown, right? Now look at the buyers coming in on the other side. Now the question is, can they continue to buy and try to get back up to the top of the range here, right? So this is what we want to avoid in the looking for a sell-off. Okay? We don't want to be trapped up, when we sell here, the bottom of the range, and then get the squeeze here. Okay, and then trade back up here, and then ultimately we get the move back down to 80 here. But instead, okay, so we got filled here at the top of the range. Anyway, in this environment, go back and study and look at these things. Is it breaking down or breaking out? Okay, we had our reasons before for a breakout to the upside, and it looked pretty good, and it didn't work. Here this is looking pretty bad. If we can only break down like a couple of points, point and a half, and then you start to see that buying come in back up above the structure in here, we can look for the potential squeeze, well, at least to the middle of the range or the POC of this little area in here, potentially, or to the top of the range. And maybe it turns into something bigger, but we just look for something like this. Okay, you're gonna watch the Knicks for a distraction. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, and now look at the sellers come back in now. Okay, so now we have the potential for the sellers to retest the low here. Okay, so buyers, no buyers in here. We're seeing sellers come back in and looking for the sellers to try to hit back down into the bottom of the range here. Thanks, Alan. Missed you. All right. Anything else? Okay, there's some volatility there. This is something that happened, I think, last Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. This right here, I don't know if this was news or not, but it just looks like a lot of buying really quickly to kind of clean out this area. Now let's see if do buyers support this again here. Okay. I saw this on Thursday, and it was really it almost feels like it's kind of criminal that we'll see certain players offering just massive support at these areas in here. They're like, nope, we're going to change the direction in here. They'll buy, see another heavy buying at a certain area, and like I said, it might be news, might not be, but it did it like 4 times, 5 times at this one area last Thursday, and it held the highs until the end of the day, and then it sold off. Okay, here we can take a look maybe in the candlestick chart, or we can look at it. Actually, we got it all right here. I can go over that. Now that was the behavior of the day, and that was insane, and very tricky. I felt. So let's see, what day was last Thursday? Was the 17th, 16th, 17th. Okay. All right. Thursday. Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay, let's zoom in here. Yeah, it was right in here. Unbelievable. Right here, guys. Okay, so some back and forth in here, and then look at this. Okay, just big volume right at 12. Big volume again, just a little bit lower here, right? This was ready. This was looking good to break down and come back down to the lows here. Okay, instead we just this upended everything. Okay, again, just massive buying. Again, massive buying, right? And then more buying at a higher level in here. Okay, and then all day long or the rest of the afternoon, price was higher. Okay, until see end of the day here, it started to break. Let's just draw up these levels in here. So we were at here around 12. Yeah, right here. Okay, let's bring a horizontal line. Okay. And yeah, you can see actually it broke back down here end of the day here at 4 p.m. And closed below here. It's like or right around at it. Okay, and look where we are now. Right, so and this is a gap here. So how do you trade this? Like how frustrating is this in here? You know, you're looking for it to go lower, and you're stuck. You don't get it unless you want to hold over the long weekend and get the gap down, and you don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. Anyway, just what my point is to start to understand or you know, look at some of the activity by the players in here and understand the moves in the environment can give a lot of insight. Okay. Yeah, it's like mafiosi trading his life. It's but look, this is what we decided to do. This is the game that we need to play. It's a part of it. It's all just a part of it. There's nothing we can do about it. Uh, and that's it, right? We all that we can do is try to recognize it and then go along with it. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll know when we're not part of the family. There, it's only the larger players are the or whoever ever is able to make those moves happen. They're the ones that are controlling it. Okay, so almost down to the 5180 now. Look at this. This is just wicked stuff here. Okay, the clean. You see this kind of clean out here, 123 stops back up above, and then it rolls over here. Now, see, this is though where we don't know if like there's going to be buying in here again, and you know, one more like you know barrage of buying back up in here. But here, after cleaning these, you know, traders out, you know, running stops up above, you know, other players getting filled in here with their limit sell orders. And then we see lower high, some buying, lower high here, and very little buying. We start to see selling. Okay, and this is where we can start to look for our structural break. Now this is all hindsight, of course, but we could look for it, like we were earlier. And we can start to draw up our structural levels in here, like this. And we can look for that break. If that selling is here, we'd look for just hitting that single down into like 80 here, or 81 in this case. Okay, and then look for the next move. All right, and let's also take a look at the breakdown here. Now we're getting into our higher time frame levels, right? So have to be kind of careful now. Now the momentum here to the downside is good. Okay, on the hourly, on the 15-minute. Note the 15-minute though is starting to look a little different. Right, we see the wicks in here, and now we have a green candle too. Okay, well we're approaching these levels of interest here, our 5180, and then also it's kind of a zone here. This 51 like 48 or so, somewhere in here. Right, same on this chart. It looks like here. Yeah, exactly. Daily. And look again, like how this is breaking down here. So this looks like a nice trade, and it should continue, right? It only broke down below the swing here of 84 to like 81. So only 3 points. 3 points is in that kind of weird zone. It's like it's not enough to look for that continuation move. It might, but now you can see it's not, right? In some of these zones in here, we're starting to see the buying come back in and retest back up to here. What is the blue E190? That means executed orders of iceberg orders. I don't know where you see it precisely, but you could look at any of these in here. Let's just zoom into a few of them. Here's E430, right? So this is an iceberg order. In fact, it was in here for a while from here onwards. And in fact, they moved the iceberg order up a little bit, and then they got filled up here, right? You see the whole evolution of this iceberg order here. It's a hidden order, okay, from the market. We don't see it. We see the transactions of it, and we know it's an iceberg, but we don't know how much is behind it, right? So up to this point here, we can see 158, 120, and 80, right? So we see 358 filled here. But now we do know it was fully executed for 430 contracts. Okay, that is fact. And this is a native iceberg order, native to the CME, not a synthetic one. And that's what it means. And it gives a lot of insight. It's liquidity that's hidden from the order book. Well, it's technically it's not hidden, it's just pieced out, meaning that only like 20 or a piece of it, the tip of the iceberg, that's why it's called an iceberg, is sent to the order book. And then once it transacts, then another piece of that iceberg is sent immediately to the order book. Right, but it gives us insight to how larger players are behaving. Okay, with icebergs, because who has 430 orders to trade in here? Not me. But maybe you do, but I surely don't. And this is, to me, this is clearly a larger player. Stops is something different though. Stops, we all retail traders mostly use stops. We'll get stopped out and just look for the next setup. So that's the red dot in here. Okay, so there we go. And there's 200 icebergs right here, just got filled. Okay. And you can see this. We don't know if this is the same player, you know, just averaging in. We just know it's an iceberg and that they was fully executed for 200 lots. Yes, these were buyers. They're participating in the order book with the piece of the iceberg, a small amount to transact. And if it's below current price, it was a buyer. If it's above, it's a seller. And that much we know. We don't know if they're entering or exiting. We just know that they are buying. And we also know that the oh God, what was I going to say? Yeah, fully executed or canceled if they moved it, which we saw up here. Else, there's another iceberg. So look at this iceberg starting to kind of chase up underneath. Oh, this is what I was going to say. It is acting like a limit order. Okay? It's just the depth of how much is in that limit order is not in the order book. See, like right here at 51.75, we know there's 115 contracts there. Okay, there might be a lot of icebergs here too, but they're only showing like maybe 10 lots in the queue. We don't know. Okay, and then once those 10 transact, another 10 is immediately sent to the order. Okay, they're co-located at the exchange, and they're typically algorithmically traded, and they immediately fill or immediately are sent. I should say that. Well, there's iceberg orders also in stocks and in crypto. Okay, hidden orders, iceberg orders, whatever you want to call them. It's a very specific thing. And for you stock traders, it's a pretty amazing thing to see, I think. When we cannot see them in we can only see it in CME group futures instruments. We cannot see it in stocks. Okay, but sometimes you can see it like unfold and play out, and it's amazing. Like something that you'll see is just massive selling, hitting the bid, hitting the bid, hitting the bid, and it just won't go lower. And all it does is like just massive transactions, and someone is just getting filled with as much as they can at that price level. It's an amazing thing to see. And then, the sellers give up. And then you start to find aggressors come in, and you'll see some really big moves to the upside. The same happens in futures. But this instead, you can maybe see like, they're kind of getting filled over time, it looks like here. Stop orders calculated on stop orders from the order book, or no, I mean it's the way to look at it here, just by understanding market by order data, we understand how things are coming into the queue. That's what market by order is all about. It's not just how much liquidity there is at each level or contracts. It's contracts and orders. So up here, there's 63 contracts up here, but it might maybe only like 3 or 4 different players holding those 63 or 4 contracts up here, right? That we don't. That we do know now with market by order data. There's more transparency. All right, guys. Well, we're kind of at the end of our session here, and let's take a look here. We've been trending lower the entire time. We took some counter trend trades. We took some trend trades, just hitting some singles, and went through some reasoning of what we were looking for and why for it to unfold. And we had I think one loss, and the rest were small winners in here. But anyway, that was good to go over. Like I really like go over some of these, like the loss in here, like why. But we had our reasons for it here. I would do the same thing again. Yeah, we just didn't see the buyers willing to take this higher. Anyway, that's when we got on the other side and saw the sellers, and then we're willing to take that down to area of our liquidity. Does flip a book happen a lot on BTC? On the CME, I don't really look at it too much, but I see the flip of the book on everything. Okay, so that would mean like these bids here, they get filled and they, or maybe they pull. The illegal activity would be the pull before getting filled, and they flip to the offer immediately. And we see the sellers drive it lower here, so it kind of like traps people, and is trading at a new range at that point. Anyway, guys, so just kind of rounding it up here, in conclusion here, depending on your time frame and your setup, look for your order flow to support your idea. Okay, or whatever it is, however you trade, it might be volume profile, it might be looking at patterns, it might be looking at Fibonacci levels, whatever it is. But look for the order flow and the liquidity, especially, to really give you insight and confirm your trade idea. All right. So yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll wrap it up. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, and have some other news for you, I think, maybe tomorrow as well. Exciting stuff. All right. Okay. Yep. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hit the like button, please, over on YouTube, and we will see you tomorrow at the same time. All right. Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.